Draft PhD Guidelines of 2022. What has changed and why? This is the third time when I, Dr. Ritika Gaba, your PhD coach, mentor and guide, is discussing this topic with you. As your PhD coach, as your mentor, it is my responsibility to keep you updated, to keep you posted, to keep you well informed about all the changes that are happening in the world of PhD and higher education. Now, PhD regulations are a very important set of document which strongly influences all PhD students, aspirants, as well as the educational institution which is giving this prestigious degree. We've already discussed in the last two videos 7 changes which have been introduced in these regulations. In the first video, if you remember, we had discussed 3 changes. The first change was related to the eligibility criteria. The second change related to the minimum duration of pursuing your PhD. And the third change related to the reserving seats for PhD aspirants who have qualified UGC net. In the next video, we have discussed with you all 4 changes. All these 4 changes focused on the changes which were related to your admission process. Now, in this video, we had discussed how the entrance examination pattern has changed. We had also told you that there is no mention of any other eligibility examination except UGC net in the new regulation. Then we had told you that fixed weights have been assigned to the written examination and viva. And then in the last change, we had told you that how now universities would have to create separate merit list for the 40% seats and for the 60% seats. In this particular video, we are going to tell you 4 more changes in these draft guidelines. Changes which are related to the thrust area of research, related to your de-specification of MPhil degree, change related to leave of absence, and a very interesting change related to the academic bank of credit. Let us start today's video by discussing the first change related to leave of absence. What if I told you all students that now you can take some time off, take some leave and go for a research mission, research expedition, student exchange anywhere across the world? Of course, this leave can only be taken after due permission from your supervisor and your research committee. But yes, this concept of leave of absence has been introduced in the draft regulations of 2022. Now, why would this concept be introduced? One reason could be that it was reported in an English daily that the students said they would be more keen to pursue research in India if they were given chances of collaborating internationally. Also, recently regulations have been passed by UGC. They have become very aggressive and they want students to collaborate with foreign higher educational institutions. Recently, the regulations for the same have also been passed. So obviously, this new change in the PhD regulation goes in sync with the UGC's dream of foreign collaborations. Obviously, this is going to be a big help, big boon for both the students and the universities who will now be able to come up with better quality research with new methods and lots of foreign students coming to India. From this leave of absence, let us move to our next change, the de-specification of MPhil degree. From the academic year 2022-2023, MPhil will become an invalid course. So any university or educational institute still thinking of giving this course in the next academic year, or a student planning to pursue it in 22-23, please don't do so. Now, probable reason why MPhil was de-specified could be MPhil as a course was introduced in the year 1977. Then it was considered as an important qualification for faculties and quite some time it continued to do so. However, since the past few years, the eligibility criteria of faculties has changed a lot. Also, very recently, UGC has introduced the 4-year graduation program. in which in the 4th year, the students, if they want, they can study a research program. Now, after this 4-year graduation program, the students can directly pursue a PhD. So obviously, because of both these reasons, logically, MPhil would have become quite redundant in the times to come, because of which probably UGC thought it is wise to do away with this academic program altogether. From here, we move on to a next important change. A change which is quite revolutionary, especially for the part-time scholars. The introduction of the Academic Bank of Credit. Now, the Academic Bank of Credit in itself is very groundbreaking for the entire educational institution. Of course, we are still waiting for its complete implementation by all the educational institutions. But once it is done, it will make the life of our students and even institutions quite easy. Okay, so now in this PhD regulation, it is said that the students can pursue their coursework in one university, and the credit earned through these coursework can be transferred in the Academic Bank of Credit, and which can later on be used by the students and can be transferred by the student to any other university. In Odisha, there are many universities who allow students to pursue their coursework, their 6 monthly classes, from a university which is near to their place of residence. This is obviously for the part-time scholars, and near to their work of office. And after they've completed their 6 months of coursework, 6 months of classes in this nearby university, the credits, or actually they are not using an Academic Bank of Credit, but then they tell the students to bring in the mark sheets and the certificate to their actual university from where they are pursuing their PhD, making it easier for the students, the part-time scholars who are working as well. So probably with a similar concept, the Academic Bank of Credit has been introduced in the PhD, which would definitely make the life of many PhD scholars, and especially the part-time scholars, quite easy. With this, we come to the last and final point of these draft PhD regulations. However, before I move on to that point, let me request everybody watching this video, if you haven't already, then please do subscribe to my channel. Okay. Now the last point which we are going to discuss relates to the thrust area of research. Now UGC in these new guidelines has very clearly stated that a topic which is significant should only be approved by the committee to pursue research. By significant, they mean that the topic should be such that it should add some value, some knowledge. It should be important to the field of industry. It should contribute something to the country, to internationally, to the world, to the environment. Something valuable should come out of it. I don't know if you've watched it already, but in one of our previous videos, 10 tips to write a research proposal, we had exactly told you one tip which relates to significance of the topic. And this particular change in the draft guidelines echoes just the same. In case you've not watched our video, then please do watch it and learn what is significance of research. Okay, now why was this change introduced? Firstly, the quality of research is very important. It determines the future of any country. In one of the survey done by the Print in 2019, they had said that the quality of research in India is quite dismal. UGC had also set up a committee to study various theses which have already been published in India, and even they had said that the topics which have been taken up by the students are quite kiddish and definitely not up to the mark of PhD. So probably this is the reason that this big change was introduced in these guidelines. With this, we come to the end of all our changes. Yes, there are some other changes, some other important guidelines, but videos are not exactly the place to explain those complex changes, those little changes. And that is why if any one of you is looking for further details, more in-depth knowledge, then you know how and when to reach me. Please Keep watching our videos, keep liking them, commenting on them, and of course subscribe to our channel also. It helps us understand that we are being appreciated, we are being liked by our students. Thank you so much for watching this video.